In a rare episode of the New Heights podcast, Kansas City Chief tight end Triffy Kelce offered what may be the most direct nod yet to a lyric on his girls, Sedste City, T, Said, Nodder Swifts. Telebo, Phi, Telonology. Zechil. E, Scientology. Zekat Kate Tot short, Boe, Debat, Kelbun, Tot short, Bobatsin, Dientum, Deal, Send. Under the guise of a casual conversation about cinematic memory, Kelce's often remark became a focal point for fan, eager, to dead, Swifts, intimate, songwriting. Da hum says. This report examine the intersection of sport media banter and pop music, lyricism, tracing how a simple recollection of teenage movie-going has resonated in the realm of contemporary songwriting. Tenpat Brock Muse. Tia. The New Heights episode in question opened with a light-hearted invitation from Travi to his brother and co-host, Jason Kelce, to evisy their earliest experience with a rated film. Travi toot the Tenbach recalled his American to the John. And 10, the admission took par nostalgic and incredulo set the stage for a broader discussion about youthful indiscretion and parental oversight. Jason Kelce, 2 years older, quickly interjected with the caveat that their parent seldom permitted such viewings. And such viewings. That wasn't with Dad. He noted underscoring the strict boundaries enforced by their father. Then added that wasn't with Mum either. I was just if king going to the movie, suggesting going to the movie. Suggesting a degree of independence. Storm, sir. Oh, shoy say. When asked how he gained entry to the theatre, Travi speculated. I forja how I going. Speculated. Travi speculated. No, Mum might have let me this back, and for not only illustrated the brothers' dynamic, but also Steindarsgaard a shared cultural touchstone, the 1990 American Pie, Americoe Sexa, American Pie, resented for bland, and the confin of the podcast studio. 8. Twitter fucking name. But pros been urge beers which beers on her double. Albums that I'm released and record in the line. I'm watching American Pie with yes. Heavies, not these 2 nights sakudo. Tended stars of these 2 mention has not gone unnoticed. The recounting his own teenage viewing of the film, Kelce appears to mirror the song's narrative, lending real-world credence to what Swift fans have long suspected. The act still serve as a living mus for the singer's lyric. Beyond the shared film reference, Swift's song include another pointed line. You know how to ball. I know Aristotle. Litbastical, coot, bom. The phrase cleverly juxtapose athletic prowess with classical scholarship, weaving together Kelce's reputation as a football star know how to ball and an intellectual twist. I know intellectual twist. I know Aristotle. This duality speaks to Swift's lyricism, merging the vernacular spore with erudite illusion, and relationships to deliberate affectionate portrayal of Kelce's multifaceted persona, Pukching, Tedfuntu, de so destais. Tutoring Aries from another Virik in Iso High School, in which Swift asks whether her subject will marry, kiss or kill her. Enthusiast have linked this to a Vicer, have linked this to a Vatsenje, including Swift her say. Sam game Swift herself, him say, including Swift herself. In that earlier clip, Kelce chose to kiss Taylor Swift, marry Katy Perry, and hail Ariana Grande. Say the resemblance between the song's question and the earlier game has fueled speculation that Swift is referencing a shared moment from the athletes. It's a playful callback embedded within the song's emotional core. La, fan, so, songs, say, emotional core. A fan of both Swift and Kelce have taken tactics exact as sex, the overlap. Yorde, and Yorde posted the podcast clip alongside the quoted lyric. I'm watching Shakened, pie with you on a Saturday night, prompting a flurry of comments about the intentionality behind thou the refrains. Intentionality behind the refrains. Many contend that the synchronization of Media Mansion, a film, a podcast, and a pop song convince a deeper collaborative narrative to state an at and the investigative thread continued at Kelce Jam. Travi, Kelce's inaugural music festival held in Kansas City, Missouri, in 2024. When asked by Access Hollywood about his favorite tello, Yoz stated, "Swim on big 19 hates McGew." Kelce stated, Swift fan. He then admitted a bias toward the Tour de Partma album, qualifying, but I ain't gonna lie, I might be a little bored the Tour de Tortured Poi de Potsdam, just a letter. Hey, da say the bit. On the possibility of Swift making a surprise appearance at Kelce Jam, he named Show Her Body, energize the crowd. So high school might be the only one that's just jumping into mine right now. I think everybody would get fired up for that one. Oh, everybody would get fired up for that one. Our insider speaking exclusively to Daily Mail, Podcom offered further context regarding Kelce's personal playlist. According to this source, Kelce's appreciation extends beyond the titular track. He has a few favorite down bad and lomal, but he also love everything. He had this statement Rimstream that Kelce's fandom is comprehensive, spanning both mainstream and deeper or bomb cute. Collectively, these elements paint a picture of two high, whose creative and personal lives overlap in subtle yet meaningful. Tavi Kelce's casual mention of arrogant, pike on his podcast inadvertently, echoed a lyric from Taylor Swift's song. Swift songwriting, in turn, appears to reference events from Kelce's own heads to sad. From the shared comedic film of use to the playful marry, kiss, kill game, each cross reference deepens the cultural narrative surrounding their relationships. In examining these parallels, it becomes clear that the interplay between sport commentary and pop music lyricism offer a unique window into modern celebrity at the far Celebrity Rodation. The converdos of Kelce's spoken word and Swift's polished verse underscores a collaborative synergy, one that blurred the boundaries between aesthetic bravado and lyrical intimacy. Brustas teldig and simmerzi kjemset zenju. Sage of out some to betwoots for steady sounds. Kukenbrofade buttonjories the sangible for Orkinus to cars kashtapranain and every anecdote, the dialogue between podcast Bente and album track promise to Remendo Rish Field Fust Analyse had far. In this case, a single film title serve as both nostalgic recollection and lyrical springboard, illustrating how personal experience can be transformed into, farmed in turn, can reflect back on those experience, hence, resoned, resonance. Back-end refragans, sermons, when resonance. As the Kelce Swift phenomenon continues to evolve, media analysts have noted that such intertextual references serve multiple functions. They deepen fan investment, generate organic publicity, and create a narrative bridge between two distinct entertainment spheres. In this case, the echo of American Pie across both podcast audio and pop lyrics exemplifies how a single cultural artifact can be recontextualized to reinforce personal branding. By revisiting a shared teenage memory, Kelce and Swift effectively co-author a moment of nostalgia that resonates with audiences who grew up alongside both the 1999 comedy and Swift's own journey from country prodigy to global superstar. Industry observers point out that this blurring of professional boundaries, where a sports figure's candid recollection informs a musician's studio composition, reflects a broader trend of cross-platform synergy. In an era defined by social media virality, fans no longer passively consume content. They actively seek connections, Easter eggs, and callbacks that signal intimacy with the creator. The Kelce podcast reference amplified the song's release by drawing attention to its lyrical specificity, while Swift's subsequent performance choices and public commentary at Kelce Jam reciprocated by reaffirming Kelce's role as muse. Beyond fan speculation, the pattern invites consideration of the collaborative dynamic between artist and subject. Though Swift retains full creative control over her songwriting, the inclusion of details lifted from Kelce's own narrative suggests a level of transparency and, perhaps, tacit approval by the athlete. Such reciprocity hints at an unspoken creative dialogue. Kelce's podcast remarks become lyrical material, and Swift's lyrics, in turn, steer the public conversation about Kelce's persona. This feedback loop underscores the modern reality in which celebrity relationships are simultaneously private bonds and curated media properties. Moreover, the repeated nods to American Pie and Amari, Kiss, Killer reveal how shared cultural touchstones can anchor a narrative, allowing fans to chart the evolution of a relationship through successive media appearances. As Taylor Swift continues to weave personal anecdotes into her albums, and as Travis Kelce's New Heights platform provides a space for unguarded commentary, each reference strengthens the couple's joint narrative arc. This arc not only humanizes two high-profile individuals, but also promotes cross-audience engagement. Swift's followers tune into the podcast, and sports fans revisit the album with renewed curiosity. Looking ahead, the precedent set by this crossover may influence both celebrities to more deliberately integrate each other's domains into their work. Observers will be watching for further lyric citations, unexpected guest appearances, or even collaborative media projects that fuse sport and song. Song. Should Swift reference additional anecdotes from Kelce's life, perhaps a locker room tale or a post-game ritual, the interplay will likely generate fresh waves of analysis and social media buzz, sustaining the narrative well beyond album cycles and NFL seasons. Ultimately, the Travis Kelce-Taylor Swift interplay exemplifies a sophisticated form of modern storytelling, one that relies on audience participation and cross-platform discovery. What began as a casual recollection of a teenage movie outing has blossomed into a multi-layered cultural conversation, illustrating the power of personal detail to transcend genre boundaries. In tracing these mirrored references, we gain insight not only into the couple's relationship, but also into the evolving landscape of celebrity engagement. where every podcast line and every song lyric becomes a data point in a shared public chronicle.